Just noticed I hit the mute button there. Hello, my fellow Alaskans. How are we all doing today? We are here in Anchorage, Alaska, and as promised last night, if you were paying attention to the post, I asked, where are the homeless camps in Alaska? And boy, you guys did not let me down, especially over there, the Murkowski link, Alaskans Against Murkowski. You guys really piled on that one and started giving me locations left and right. I really do appreciate it. We are currently behind Walmart in Muldoon. This is off of the DaBarr Road, off of East 10th Avenue, which is directly behind the Walmart here. And just want to give you guys all a preview of the homeless camps in this certain area, maybe get an interview or two if there is some willing participant. But we're here just to document what we are finding for the homeless camps. I understand there was a shooting here just a couple of days ago, and this is a real hot spot for homeless. They're supposed to be being removed. They have the abatement that's supposed to have been happening here or about ready to happen. And this is a constant ongoing struggle, and we need to do our part to make sure this ends. And the way we can do that is by exposing it and where they cannot keep trying to cover it up. And that's what we're out here doing today. Like, share. This is on all the favorite channels, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and on Rumble. And if you're on our website, you can watch it at Politadick live at politadick.com. And while you're there, hit that support button and show your support for what we do. Make a donation so we can afford to keep doing more of these on a daily basis. Thank you. All right, let's go and take a walk.
That's blood right there. Nope.
So as you guys can all see, we're here at directly behind the Walmart. And you see the Walmart over there in the background. And we're walking along, and they got the motorhome set up here along the side. We're going to walk down this angle, and then we'll come back. You can see a tent over there, and then we'll go down the big row of campers over there. There's a bunch of people that are out in that location. I saw dogs out there earlier. But we're going to walk on down this area so that you can see what is out here. We've got a vehicle coming up. They're on blocks. And this is the type of homelessness that we find out here. You can see trash bags and everything else. Walmart shopping cart there. But this is what the Anchorage community is trying to tell us. Oh, we've got a homeless problem, but the $56 million we have budgeted in our assembly budget, the local taxes that we spend on homelessness here in Anchorage, this is what they can't keep off of our streets. Now, if you break it down, they say there's 3,000 people that are living homelessness within Alaska, or within the municipality of Anchorage, that is. And out of those 3,000 people, if you're to break it down with a calculator and say $56 million divided by 3,000 people, that comes out to around $1,500 per person per month that is being spent right now. Now, how many of you could live easily off of $1,500 per month? I know I could, especially if your expenses are all covered and paid for you. Now, most of these people are available. They could get housing assistance, food assistance. They have many different things that they could do to get themselves off the street, but it's up to them to want to do it. But as you can see, this is the abandoned car here. I don't know exactly if someone is living in this or not, but it sure does look like it. Trash cans set up on the outside, broken window, up on blocks. But again, we're on East 10th right now. We're behind the Walmart. You can see them over the back of the Walmart there on the other side. Just off of DaBarr Road, almost to Muldoon Road. And we're coming up on a motorhome that is a part of this homeless encampment that is behind the Walmart on East 10th. Now, this a few years ago, not that long ago, used to be all wooded trees. You would never find this homeless problem around here. I have many old-time friends that live in the neighborhood just behind here, and they're reporting a lot more crime, a lot more vandalism going on within their neighborhoods. They used to leave things in their backyards. They never worried too much about locking their doors, so to speak. Now they don't leave anything out, nothing. Look at that. That is just absolutely disgusting. Flies flying around, rotting food. And this is what gets carried in and not carried back out again. Don't even know if this even runs, but definitely someone's living here, and they're living off of on the streets. But this is homeless in Alaska. This is what they want you to not see. This is why mainstream media doesn't come out here and do what I'm doing right now. They won't show up and take videos like this. They won't come and report on the homeless camps like I'm doing right now. And my goal is to expose what's going on. I mean, you can see back in the trees back in there. There's a pretty good sized encampment. They got a bunch of tents set up. We'll go take a walk back there here in just a second. Just go take a look. And but this type of homelessness is there's ways to get out of this to not be homeless. And as much money as they're spending, where is all that money going? It's not going to the homeless. It's not to get these folks off of the streets, obviously. I mean, the problem's getting worse. It's not getting better. I already did a statistical study just to see between what has been spent in the last 7 years. And just on a local level, this doesn't include nonprofit, philanthropists, federal government, what the state contributes on a yearly basis, is around $700 million has been spent already to try to cure the homeless problem in just the last 7 years. You add in everybody else that it contributes, like the Rasmussen Foundation. These folks got money coming out of their ears. Reported over $1 billion, almost $1 billion in net revenue last year. And but you can kind of see where they fail to actually do what their standards or mottos really are. Where is that almost $1 billion they earned last year actually going? But this is homeless in Alaska, and I think I've hit the end of this particular walking trail right here. I just want to come up and go take a little look back over here. It's the stuff that you can't see because you actually have to go looking for it. But you can see here was a camp that was set up, that was recently abated. You can see all the food items, the flies flying around, clothes laying all over the place here, boxes, shopping cart. This is what gets left by those that are encamping illegally, living the homeless lifestyle. Very, very dangerous. I'm always looking out for make sure that I'm not stepping on any sort of feces or needles or anything along those lines. And I'm out here today with Terry. He's a very big activist here in Anchorage, working to try to help clean up the homeless problem going on, make sure that people are aware of what we're all dealing with out here on a daily basis. But homelessness has become a rampant problem. There's definitely not enough housing to be able to house everybody in Alaska, at least affordably.
Hopefully we can get people to start paying attention. Yeah, we're trying.
All you can do is try.
Yeah.
Want to be on camera? Talk a little bit? No? Okay. I always ask before I go stick the microphone in their face. I am live right now, just so that you know, but we're just out documenting what we're finding all throughout the state. And
Yeah, we've been homeless, living out of our vehicle with no help.
What happened?
About
COVID?
2.5 years COVID.
Yeah.
Yes. I lost my job because of it. Everything.
I almost lost mine because of it. I wouldn't take the job. Yeah, well, I can't do much, but God bless you. Wish you luck.
Yeah. We'll make it through it.
Okay.
Eventually.
Well, no, I'm going to put pressure on the assembly.
Right on, guys.
Right on, man. Thank you, sir. God bless.
all right, if you're just tuning in, please like and share this video. Don't hesitate. We are in Anchorage, Alaska. We're off of East 10th Avenue behind the Walmart here, just off of DaBarr Road. And we're walking the homeless encampment that is just behind the Walmart. Again, this is off of East 10th. And this is a treed area. This used to be all wooded forest area, all the way up through the Walmart you actually see over there. This used to be all wooded area until development came in and cleared it all out. The housing back in there, these are a lot of homesteaders that have been out here for decades upon decades. They always had just a wooded forest behind them, and now they have the homeless living behind them. They used to leave their stuff out in their yards. They now lock everything up. They lock their doors at night just so that they don't have to worry about things being stolen. And we're at the back end of this East 10th here, and you can kind of see the further down we go, the more encampments that there are. We will be walking down that way here in just a little bit. Again, we're here to document the homeless camps here in Alaska and give everybody a bird's eye view of what is going on, document what mainstream media doesn't want you to see. And please take a moment, like and share this video. It's folks like you will make sure that this gets exposed out there for everybody to see and everybody to know what is going on. I'm going to go take a walk back to this other camp. I'm going to wait for my partner here to come and help me out, and I don't want to go walking back into these areas by myself. Not when there was just a shooting that was reported out here just a few days ago. I'm thinking it was almost like last night or yesterday is when this shooting occurred. And so, you know, you're kind of taking your life in your own hands when you come on out here. But you guys all know me. I do what mainstream media is just too dang scared to do or expose or actually show the truth of. They want to color it. They want to hide it. I'm not going to do it. So here's a nice little trail walking on back. Looks like it might have been getting set up for something other than what it's currently being used for now. And you can see the tent encampment back over there behind the trees. And this is supposed to have an abatement order in place. That's supposed to be them all being moved out of here within the next day or so, if not already happening now. And you can just see all the trash. Everything that they just toss around. It's everywhere out here. I mean, it's all over the place. $56 million a year. That's just what the Anchorage Assembly pays. Our taxpayers' money coming from the Anchorage property taxes. And we got a pretty big sized camp going on over here. Propane sitting on the outside, plants growing in a planter. More trash on the ground. Here's a tent directly in this person's backyard. I mean, that just goes to show you what's going on out here. More clothing. I pointed out a bunch of that earlier. There's more in behind the trees over there. I don't know, you can just barely see it through the foliage of the trees. Napkins, trash. Bicycle tires and gardening implementation. Oh wow, this is okay. Yeah, this is. Look at that. The tent, low luxury tent here. They even got an inflatable mattress, one of those big ones, sits up off of the ground. That's one of the nicer inflatables too. That's 3 stories. More Walmart shopping carts with the trash that's out here. And again, this encampment is supposed to be abated here in the next couple of days, I've been informed, and there was just a shooting out here the other night. And this is East 10th behind Walmart.
I don't have any details or know anything. I just came over here.
Yeah, I know. There's no details being shared.
Yeah.
But it happened 2 places here yesterday and then over on the open homeless camps.
So again, we're on East 10th. We're in the area just behind the Walmart here. And another shopping cart filled up with trash. Another tent encampment here. Looks like a city sewer monitor there, but look at all that leaves and everything else all raked up around it there.
I can't stand like that's not, I can't stand the trash and shit like that.
This one's the really big one. This is more of a front view of the one we were just looking at just a minute ago. And they are really set up. That is quite a big tent set up there. It starts here at the brown part and goes all the way around to the blue section over on the left behind the trees. Then you have another one that's under a mosquito tent right there. And again, we're just documenting the homeless camps in Alaska, making sure people get a bird's eye view of what's going on. And what we are looking at, a lot of moving carts to be able to move things around, suitcases, the works. This is what a typical camp looks like. This is actually cleaner than most of them, and you'll see what I mean as the days go by and as we're documenting more of these. This is one of the more cleaner camps than what we see in other places around our state. Again, we're out here to document what is going on, to make sure you guys everybody in Alaska gets to see what our mainstream media doesn't want you to see. Now, you can't tell me that everything around here is above board. Look at all of these hacked apart bicycles. All the tires are missing, pedals, spokes, seats, handlebars. Been gutted. 4 of them just right here. So that's 4 families, 4 kids that no longer have their bikes. Had to have them replaced. And again, this tent here and that tent that was over there, they're directly behind the houses that are built up on the street behind here that have been here for 4 or 5 decades now. I mean, as far back as I can remember, they've always been back in here. I've been in Alaska for 50-some years, born and raised in Anchorage, and I may not live here now. I live out in Big Lake area, but Anchorage is my second home. More shopping carts, more trash. Lots and lots of shopping carts, lots and lots of trash. And again, like I said, this is one of the more cleaner areas for encampments, if you can believe that. If you want to call this clean. Here's another shopping cart with trash inside of it. And here you can see where they have cleaned up, kinda, but at least raked up something. Looks like they were just trying to cleaning up areas to put their tents in to begin with. And that's probably why all these open areas that look nice and clean like this is where the tents were. And this is what's remaining afterwards. It's just a big pile of mulch and everything else that's been piled up here. Probably their shit zone. Excuse my French, sorry. Their pooping area. And here's what the inside of a tent encampment might have looked like if there was a tent that was actually here. And the trash that's lined up along the outside edges. And this is completely what things look like when they leave. And like I said, this is one of the more cleaner areas than what we find normally. And you'll notice those as we keep digging deeper into the other encampments around here. Here's another camped area that's been cleared out already. And you can just see all the trash that's been lying around here. An old chewed apart power cord. Big old giant bag. It's like a giant bean bag. What does a homeless camp need with a... Yeah, it's just a giant bean bag sort of thing. Now, if you're homeless, would you be hauling that around with you? There's a milk crate hidden back in there in the trees, and... This is getting pretty bad out here. If you don't know, we are now able to take stars. If you like what we're doing, send us some stars. Show us some love. We always appreciate the love. And again, we're just off of East 10th behind the Walmart. We appreciate it if you like and share this video. You can find it on all of your favorite channels. Right now it is live on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, our website at Politadick.com, at Politadick Live. You, the supporters out there, the people that are watching right now, you are who make these kind of videos possible. Your support, your donations is what makes it so that we can afford to be able to come in from Big Lake and come and document what is happening in Anchorage. I've been wanting to do this homeless camps for quite a while now, and I'm going to go ahead and turn back around. We're getting off into the corner. I hit most of the main encampment areas for this section, but I want to get back to the main bulk, what's the other way. But like I said, they just had an abatement order here just not too long ago that's in effect, so these folks, all that are here, do have to leave immediately. There was a shooting here just the other night. Another one of those that you probably saw reported on the news. We're directly behind the houses that are in the community just behind here that have been here for 4, 5, 6 decades. I mean, this is an older community. This used to be all trees, just like you see here. Used to be that all the way up to the Walmart. You can see back there in the background, way in the back. Shopping carts everywhere, trash everywhere, tent right in this person's backyard. You can see the tree protector that the homeowner has put up there on the edge of their property, and you can see how close the tent is to that homeowner's property is. You can see why I say the people that live on the back edge of this property, they've had to lock everything up. They can't leave anything outside anymore. Doors locked up, making sure their community stays nice and safe. Bicycles that have been stripped.
It means a lot to me. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, if you want to talk with Bert, if you want to be on camera.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind, I don't think.
You don't mind?
It's entirely up to you.
Okay. My name is Bert. I'm good. I run an alternative media called Politadick, and I go and do what mainstream media of Alaska refuses to do. And in this case today, what we're out doing is we're going around to all the different homeless camps and just documenting what's out there, showing the folks that are hearing the spin of the mainstream media and what they have to say, and showing what reality is. So what are you, a homeless camper, so to speak?
I am, yeah, that's my tent right back there, actually.
Okay. And what brings you, what brought you to homelessness?
I'm a 4-time felon. I struggle with addiction, loss of employment. COVID kind of messed me up, that whole getting paid not to work thing, and then it was just and then trying to manage my addiction issues, but also at the same time find employment, housing, stuff like that. It was difficult. So I linked up with some friends who I know that I can trust and be around without getting everything stolen, and kind of tried to build a small community or group of us here. I don't think this is like a tent city situation, but there's quite a few of us that are needing to leave.
So I'm going to ask the silly question, because Anchorage municipality, they're spending what has been reported around $56 million a year to help out the 3,000 homeless, chronic homeless that live in Anchorage. How much support, how many times have you seen representatives from your local community come out here and say, we want to get you into housing, we want to get you into another home? What kind of support have you seen out in this area?
I haven't seen any. I've seen one lady actually drive by when we were kind of camped out on the road in a car, that was where we kind of started out. A lady came by and kind of explained the situation with the municipality and kind of the politics of the situation, saying nobody's trying to help you guys, you know, nothing like that. And that's literally what I've come to find out is true. I haven't heard of anybody coming through here trying to help. I've actually found it difficult to get a hold of anybody. I've applied for Streets of Success. I've applied for Partners Reentry Program, stuff like that. So I've actually put in the footwork. I've just gotten doors shut in front of me over and over again, trying to find any kind of help or anything like that. So there hasn't been any kind of help like that.
And if there was one thing that if you were talking directly to your Anchorage Assembly and you had an opportunity to ask for something from them, made you king for a day, what would you ask them to do? I mean, what could help lift you out of this? What would be the one thing that they could accomplish that would actually do something that would make your guys' lives better? Put you on a different path.
I mean, obviously, housing would be a world-changing thing, but that's not realistic. Maybe just look at us as human beings more so as just other than just bundles of trash. I know that the trash everywhere that you see, that's what we are associated with, so I get it. But, man, we're people, you know, and people need help sometimes, you know. And for me in particular, literally housing, a job, you know, access to treatment, stuff like that, that's what I need, personally, you know. Hey, puppy, come here.
That was going to be one of our next stops.
Oh boy. Getting a news flash, there's a big police presence at another homeless camp.
500 North Lane shooting.
So a shooting at 500 in where?
500 North Lane.
500 North Lane, there was just a shooting at another homeless camp. So I was, that was supposed to be our next destination. Is there anything you would like to say to the audience, so to speak, on your...
Just thank you for doing what you're doing, man. It's cool. I really appreciate people like you and the listeners and everybody. You know, they're digging into what actually the news actually is and what, you know, is actually going on. So
we appreciate you too, because it's hard to get people to go on the record. They want to keep you guys as a faceless society, that you only get to hear what those that are doling out the money have to say.
Yeah.
And I really wish that there's a couple of times I've suggested it, is that we go and rent a bus, collect as many of you guys as we can that are out here on the streets, and bring you into the assembly meetings when they're talking about these issues, and let you guys line up one by one telling your stories to these assembly members, saying, what in reality do you live in where you keep claiming you're out here trying to help us? And you look at $56 million is what the Anchorage Assembly is spending per year here in Anchorage to cure the homeless problem. That breaks down to $1,500 per person per month. And they can't cure the problem. This is only what Anchorage Assembly is spending, the Muni is spending. This doesn't include state spending. This doesn't include outside federal direct funding. This doesn't include nonprofits like the Ramsenson Foundation, who has all their philanthropists, billionaires, donating money to them to cure this problem on top of that. We're talking in just the last 7 years, $700 million. That's more than $56 million a year, obviously. That's $100 million a year, and that's just adding in what they've thrown in for COVID and a couple of other things on the local level. We still haven't touched the nonprofits, still haven't touched any of the other ones I named off there. That's just the local level spending. What does $700 million cure? I mean, I can see the results here. I mean...
It's what $700 million buys you, huh?
Yeah.
This is what $700 million buys you.
I can't believe
the worst year I've ever seen in a homeless situation.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, it's been getting steadily worse.
Thank you so much.
Ever since COVID.
Yeah, hey, and what's crazy is, so I was getting paid not to work, right? I was, I started a job while I was on furlough in the halfway house. Got, gainful employment, stuff like that. I was released from the halfway house, finished my time, off parole, off probation. The second day I was out, COVID hit, and they said, oh, you can't come to work, the whole COVID thing. So start collecting this $700 a week you know, and just stay at home, right? Now they're telling me I have to pay back that $15,000 that I got because I illegally claimed the money, but they were telling me to claim it. And now they're billing, literally, like the creditors are after me for that $15,000 that I
They're
claimed.
coming after me for almost $10,000.
It's crazy. That is ass backwards. I mean, I don't know, but anyways, that's just money mismanagement. You know what I mean?
It is. It is.
Never
wild.
mind the fact that that job was like probably one of the best things for him at the time. You know, it was definitely the best thing for him at the time. And to be released, like, you know, back out into the streets and not have something good like a job and be given all this free money, you know, it opened the door for mismanagement and poor choices to be made. And I mean, fuck, if he got to keep his job, shit would have been so different, I'm sure. You know? Yeah. Yeah, it sucks.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank
I really
you
do
guys, dude.
appreciate
That's-
it. And
Who are you
it's
here
a,
with? Or, like,
I'm Politadick is my my stage name.
That's awesome.
I got into politics back when Trump came down the escalator,
Yeah.
became my own entity within a year after that, and then started really paying attention to local politics and started becoming a pain and a thorn in our local politicians,
Good.
Alaska assemblies,
I can't
community
stand Lisa
councils. I'm the guy
Murkowski.
that's walking
Fuck.
up and down the side of the street when there's a protest going on, live streaming it for the world to see, where mainstream media shows up and gives you your 30-second, here's our opinion on what we think was going on. I bring it to you uncut and unfiltered. That's what
Right.
I'm all about.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
the
Hey,
stick
what do you
that's
think-
constantly
so
poking.
Do you think there's a chance Trump's coming back, man? Because it was rocking when Trump was in office,
Yeah.
man. But you think there is?
There's a chance.
There's a chance. There's a
There's always a chance. But, you know, what, 4 indictments now?
as of today, I think it is 4. Georgia was supposed to come out with their new indictments
That's
today.
And
so.
you know, here's the funny thing that I've been hearing lately. None of the homeless are for Trump. Yeah. They're
That's how-
for the Democratic
a lot
policies.
of us, I think,
Because-
out here are for
Yeah.
Trump.
I know,
I mean,
I've
but
talked to
that's the thing
people.
is that a lot of people get it messed up to think that in order to be pro assistance or pro help for people like us, you need to be Democrat. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, but I'm not. Personally, I'm undeclared. I'm not a part of any party. My values are extremely conservative, though.
Yeah.
But I will never join the Republican Party because they won't stand upon their own platform. They say they are.
I know.
Yeah.
They're a joke in that
I
regards
know.
to me.
And that's why
I
Trump
know.
really rocked it, man. He was exactly what the whole political system needed. It needed a swift kick in the ass, and it needed to be turned upside down. And the only bad thing they could say about him was, you know,
He's mean.
he's mean.
He's mean. Yeah, all his mean tweets. Oh.
But his performance as president was everything rocked.
Yeah, my bank account for the first time, and you know, I'm a little over 50 years old, and my bank account for the first time in my lifetime was doing something I'd never seen it do under any other president. It actually was growing.
Yeah.
And then President Trump is gone out of office. Now under Biden, everything that I gained under Trump is gone, and now I'm digging in back into reserves again until I finally stabilize. But I don't know how long being stabilized versus actually having. I'm 50 some years old. I want to retire one day. You guys are young yet, but I'm sure you have dreams of one day being able to retire, having an income that comes in that affords things.
I'm scared of retirement. So how could I view or listen to your what is it? Do you do podcasts? Do you do?
I'm on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. You can also find me on Rumble, all under Politadick. And that's
I like that.
Politadick.
That's cool. Man.
My 13-year-old at the time was who named me. We're going on a little over 5 years ago now.
Right on.
She goes, Dad, you're really heavy into politics, and you're a real dick about it. I played with it for about an hour, came back to her room, and I said, how does Politadick sound? And, well, the rest is history at
Right
this
on, man.
point.
That's
That's so cool. That's so
Yeah.
cool. I'm really glad that there's somebody out here trying to be a voice, you know, for those of us that aren't exactly given the opportunity to have a voice. Yeah. I like that a lot, yeah.
Appreciate it, you guys.
Well, thank you.
So are you still headed over to North Lane?
We got several stops. We got all the rest of the afternoon. I'm from the Valley area myself, so I drove in to come do this.
No, not right now.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Police presence will keep us out of there.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Wow.
So I have other more dangerous places to go. So,
More dangerous than the shooting.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it one bit.
Yeah, last night I put a call out on the Facebook anyways, on the social media to tell me where the homeless camps are. The biggest group was Alaskans Against Lisa Murkowski. They came out with the biggest outcry of support within minutes of me posting the question.
Wow.
They were giving me places where they are. I would send a map. They would send me back the same map with a circled area on it of this is specifically where you need to be going to.
Yeah.
So
I'm
it's
certainly anti-Murkowski. I'm not a fan of that lady,
She's a rhino if
man.
I ever saw one.
Yes.
So I got places in Seward, places in Kenai, another place in Homer, tons. I mean,
Really?
tons and tons in Anchorage.
Some in Wasilla.
Yep.
So I got
Did
several
you
of
tell
those
them
today.
about the cops coming in here and trying to take us all out
Yeah.
recently?
Well, they're going to trespass everybody here.
Oh, they've already tried to, said that they've trespassed me personally twice now. They
This-
have no record of the other cops coming and
Right.
trespassing me,
They
supposedly.
don't. And they won't.
It's
And so the
bullshit.
final act for them is going to be what? Basically just coming in.
They'll clear the camp and just push you somewhere. They don't care where
They
you
tried
go.
to tell me the other day that Walmart now
Yep,
with
they'll
the
literally
trespass,
just stand
Walmart has the
outside
right
your
to
tent
come
and
and
help
take
you,
us out.
try to push you right on out of here, and that's what they'll do.
Cool.
Shit, they said that we'll get arrested, and I said, will we actually go to jail? And he said, well, it depends on your record, but chances are no, you'll just get put in handcuffs, given a ticket, and then released. But still, it's unnecessary, if you ask me. You know?
Well, you can thank the laws here in Alaska, ACLU, who came through and changed the laws to protect your rights, so to speak. I mean, the abatement law used to be you get abated from a thing. If you didn't leave, you were arrested and thrown in jail. You did not just get handcuffed and released again on your own reconnaissance to go right back out to wherever you were and just pack your stuff and move somewhere else. Or they literally have made it so that even if you're one of the worst offenders, you're drunk and disorderly, they make it nearly impossible for the police to do their jobs anymore. So this is why the problem keeps growing. They handcuffed the ability to be able to clean it up.
Yeah.
Can you tell them about the lady that
When you
came
start
by
handing
and
out
was
free
telling me-
needles.
Okay, Republican
Yep.
Lady. I found out where she lives right down here.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, thank you too. I really do appreciate it, and
Thank
I
you, guys.
wish you guys the best of luck. And I will make a point of making sure several assembly members here in Anchorage get tagged on this video, saying, "Why aren't you helping these people?"
I've
And
got two for you.
we'll make sure we continue to get the word out, and so that people actually get to see what's happening out here in our
So you
state.
go to the
Thanks
assembly
again, you
meetings?
guys.
I do.
Yeah,
When
so do
are
I.
they? When are they?
They're every second Tuesday. They just had one the 8th. 2 weeks from now, you'll have another assembly meeting. Starts at 5 p.m. Lasts till
Second Tuesday of every month?
it's twice a month.
Oh, okay. So
The last one just happened, so 2 weeks from this last Tuesday. So what? 10
Not
days?
next Tuesday, but the following
Yeah.
Tuesday.
And where are they at?
The Anchorage Lusac Library.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Cool. And they're open to the public, obviously?
Yes.
Oh yeah. They don't like me.
They
I'm
start at
public.
6 p.m. and depending on what's on the agenda, go all the way up to midnight.
Yeah, if you guys ever need a ride, I'll come and get you. Yeah.
I'm gonna write all this down.
Yeah, I'll even give you my damn phone number.
Cool.
I normally don't do that, but hey, if it helps get you out to the assembly meeting.
Yeah.
Because the worst part is if you're coming in for public speaking and it's on something that's not a part of their daily agenda, you got to wait until they open up the floor to let you talk about non-agenda items.
At the end of the meeting, if they decide they want to.
There was one. What's today?
But
Today's
just being in the
Monday?
room
Today's
So
Monday.
there's not one tomorrow, but there's one.
is
next
a
I'll give
step
you
in
the
the
date
right
and stuff.
direction because they don't like people like me and him. Because they know they see me walk into the room, I'm walking in with my tripod, I'm walking in with my camera. There's
20
nothing they're going to say that's going to go
20
off the record because I
Yeah,
don't
my
turn
phone
my
number, my
mic
name's
off
Terry.
in the middle of when I'm streaming like they do themselves.
phone
And we need to
number is
talk amongst ourselves. They turn off their
907
microphones so they can talk
903
amongst themselves. So if they
0400.
talk too loud, I'm still getting it.
And I got 2 days off just to
Good.
attend the assembly meetings.
Somebody's
My boss
got
likes
to.
me.
Supposed
Honestly,
bunch
I
of
might tell your
corruption in
phone
our
right.
voting.
You got it. Yeah.
People that weren't
name's
supposed to
Olivia.
vote. And
Olivia, nice to meet you.
illegal
Yeah,
donations
you
and
call
how
me.
those puppet masters, the
I'm pretty
ones
sure
that
I'm
are
not
supposed to
working
be
that
helping
Tuesday,
you
but I
guys,
tell 'em I want it
are
off.
just lining their own
So
pockets.
they're at 6 o'clock?
electing
6
people
o'clock,
they
you
want
go up there,
elected
pick you up, you go about,
into office
5,
so that they can
5:30.
keep that money rolling into their own pockets.
They have
Sac
one.
Library, yep,
I
off
was told
Denali
that they
and,
have
36.
when they get into office, it's
Which right
1 year
behind
of
that is
actually
another
doing
large homeless
shit,
camp.
and then the rest of their term they're
big
fighting
one.
for their
Yeah.
next term.
Yes.
That's all they're
That
doing.
one, like this one's fairly clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's.
They campaign promise, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. They get elected, all those promises go out the window. They join the
Large
Uniparty.
piles of
Yeah.
toilet paper,
They
you know,
vote yes for the
excrement,
Uniparty
you
agenda,
need
which has nothing to do to help the majority of us out. And then by the end of the year, you wonder, okay, you guys just passed like on a
I
state
was
level.
just up there
Here's a
before I went to
$8
Politadick.
billion
Yeah, I
budget this
saw
year. And
plus
oh,
another
by the
camp
way, the
off
top
to the side,
20% get
which is
$7 billion of
awful,
that.
almost drugs.
The other $1 billion is going to be divided between the other 80% of Alaskans. And oh, by the way, out of those 80%, it's the 33.3% that are living in poverty that are collecting that other $1 billion.
And that's what I'm trying to
But
show
that
you.
other $7 billion is going into the pockets of all the people that are supposed to be helping out that 33.3% of Alaska.
You're not
Yeah,
going to get it.
and they
because
have the
you're
back
not.
doors, so they know how. You know,
Yeah,
they
that
know
makes
how
me
to
sad.
continuously line their pockets.
I know.
It's never ending. It's
And you were describing earlier, you're part of the COVID, didn't help things out. It forced you to lose your job, then collect the COVID money and all of that. And
It's almost
pre-COVID, we had about 18% of our population, almost 20% of our population living off of welfare of one form or another here in our state. After or during the COVID and currently now, over 1/3 of Alaska is now collecting welfare. That's where I came up with the 33.3%. Over 1/3 of Alaskans are now living off of welfare of one form or another. And yet we can't find people to work jobs, and employers don't want to employ because they can't afford to employ them anymore because the cost of living and inflation has made it go up so high that where they would have hired 3 people at this wage before, now they can only hire 1.5, maybe 2 people instead of the 3.
yeah,
And so they're always down on people, needing them to come, but
yeah.
and why go to work? I mean, I could literally go work for you. I just saw the other day UPS drivers.
this kind of
Once you're there for 5 years, $170,000 a year to be a UPS driver now.
What?
Yeah,
I need to get my
What?
license.
yeah, I
back.
I
just
got
saw
my
that.
sense shit.
They just did a contract negotiation, unions, they settled it. It was as of yesterday, I believe, is when it finalized.
$170,000 a year?
I'm in the wrong business.
I know, right? Damn, to be a UPS driver?
UPS driver.
I don't know.
So
I
your
don't know if
base
they're taking
salary
my
is
record.
100 and something a year, 100 and some thousand a year is your base salary, and then you add all your benefits on top of it is where the other $60,000, $70,000 comes from, and that's your medical, your retirement, you know, all the things that set you up for the end of days. But you know, $100,000 a year cash is coming into your pocket to drive around and drop packages.
Yeah.
Amazon drivers are fleeing Amazon on record numbers to become UPS drivers now. I
Hey,
can just
you would
see
rock
it.
the shit out of some UPS shorts. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Shit. They probably wouldn't take me because of my record. I'm not even a felon, and they probably still wouldn't take me because of my record.
Yeah, they would.
Is that how you
got a
spell your
license?
name, you said? The Politadick? Right?
That's
Yep.
Okay, okay. And you said you're on
Man, I'm gonna
Facebook?
look you up,
Facebook,
support you and all
YouTube,
that.
Twitter.
Yeah, I'm gonna look you
Most
up.
of my stuff, everything I do, if you were looking for me just saying stuff and stuff, that's all on Facebook. When I'm live like this, you can find it everywhere.
Cool. Right on.
Thank you.
Stuff in here last night.
Yeah, we
SWAT
heard
team
about
too.
the
It's very
shooting.
nice
One
meeting
just
you.
It's
now
nice to meet you
happened on
too.
My
Thank
name's
you.
Olivia, by the way.
It's what?
Olivia.
Olivia, nice to meet you. I'm Bert.
Nice to meet you.
Bart, nice to meet you. I'm Robert. also.
Robert, nice to
Yeah.
meet you.
Thank you again, man. It
Well,
means a
thank
lot.
you. Yeah, no, we're out here, like I said, to document this and give as much information as we can because your story is not unique. I haven't done this. It's been a few years since I went and documented homeless camps. I think the last time was back in 2020 when they were storming, when we had the local state legislators were supposed to be showing up in Wasilla, and the groups from out of state came up here and they took over the park strip and stuff like that. That's the last time I went around and documented all the camps. And then I've had a big outcry here recently of, can I go do that again? And so that's why I'm out here today. In the next few weeks, I'm going to be doing exactly this everywhere.
Puppy, come on. Come on. And then 2 youngsters come. Oh, that's cool. I'm really, really glad somebody's doing something, you know.
Thanks again, guys. It was
Well,
good
thank
meeting
you.
And then, come on, little guy.
over there. And then when the
Tell
young
Terry it was nice to meet him.
left,
I will.
he came out of the darkness.
Love you, girl.
Towards us, and we were like, I said, all right, it's time for us.
Was the young woman, was she homeless here in the camp?
Yeah, she was in this tent here. Yeah.
So yes, you heard just a little bit ago the gentleman that we were just talking to, that this tent over here, I'm going to point it out, this tent right here that's right behind these folks' house right behind. And I'll zoom in so you can get a better look, but there is a house back in there. You can just barely see the brown roof in the background back there. But this is how close they are living to the community that's been back in this neighborhood now for well over 5 decades. They've been here as long as I can remember, and I'm a little over 50 years old, born and raised in here, born in Anchorage itself. But these people are sitting right on their property line and right underneath the electrical poles, and they're doing whatever they can to make a living or make an income. They stated they have not seen any help from the city other than the police department showing up out here to tell them to leave and try to abate the camps that are going on around here. But they're not seeing any social workers. None of that's coming out in this area to try to help these folks, get them on the right track. I mean, these folks are hungry for information. You saw it there. Well, once they found out that we knew when the meetings were and everything else, they're pulling out pads of paper, pens, paper, writing this stuff down. They want to get actively involved. They're looking for help, but they're not finding it from anybody else. So that's why we're out here today.
There. Lanes, and we're like, whoa.
Always like to ask first, you guys don't mind if you're on camera?
Yeah, he doesn't without permission.
I may catch you accidentally, but I don't want to catch people on camera with a microphone if they don't want to be. So
Yeah, they were just discussing what happened here yesterday.
Okay.
Centennial opened, and they wanted to follow up because they wanted to know what happened with my case because
What
we were
happened?
fighting an eviction, illegal eviction. We won it too. We just won it. But
Took
after
about a
2
year and a
years,
half to finally,
lost it all,
because we've been
too.
homeless for going on 2 years.
everything.
This is all during COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we weren't deadbeats and paying our rent, COVID didn't protect us.
We filled out
had to
that
be.
paper that protected you from getting evicted.
But it was if you don't pay.
So I told the judge, I said, oh, well, I filled out that paperwork, so it doesn't, he said,
So you're punished
sorry,
for
ma'am,
doing
that's
the
only
right
if
thing.
you didn't pay rent. And I was
Well,
like, oh.
The guy her brother owned the fourplex. Another realtor came in, Tyler Bobo, bought the place, went around, changed the lease month to month, had me sign a piece of paper and said, it'll work. You want to come in and do some work? And I said, summer, I said, okay, so I signed it. 2 days before the end of the month, he said, you guys ready to leave? And we're like, what? Yeah, we were like, I did not sign that we were leaving. He said, yeah, you did. I said, no, I didn't. You signed at work. You said you're coming in to do some repairs. And that's where the fight began. And then we didn't want to, fuss. And,
We weren't fighting it. We were trying to get out as quick as we
Right.
could. We
And
had
the
all
judge-
the stuff
yeah.
packed in storage, and we
But
were
the-
getting the apartment cleaned up. But we couldn't find somewhere to go that quickly.
Well, yeah, you can't not.
Well, we had $7,000 in our pocket. We couldn't
This was
because
out in
there
the
was an
valley.
open eviction case. No one would rent to us. There were when the paperwork, the judge said, "Well, you signed the paperwork saying that you would leave, because it was month to month to month." And I said, "That's not what I signed." But then after that it was over. It was on the phone. I got the copy of the court papers and I looked through it and I said, "Where's the paper I signed?" The realtor didn't even present it to the judge, and the judge didn't even look for it.
This is how crooked the judiciary is,
But we-
especially in Anchorage.
But we counterclaimed
Right.
it, and the judge said, "Whoa, where is that paperwork?"
Not only that, but he forged.
Oh yeah, there was
his-
a piece of paper that he said I did sign, and where it says tenant signature, he printed and he spelled my last name wrong. And I was like,
Yes.
I don't know how to spell my last name. I very well know how to spell my last name, and that's not my writing. And so he Valley Residential was going to help us get into a place out there, and because of that case, they couldn't.
Yeah, 'cause
and
of
so
eviction.
the judge demanded papers that Tyler Bobo said I signed from Keller Williams Realty or something like that, and he never responded to the judge.
Well,
He couldn't
he
present.
didn't
So
have
it's a summary judgment after a
So
while.
they
So
threw it
yeah,
out.
it was the eviction was what was it?
Null and void.
Null and void.
Yeah.
There's and it was Valley Residential who
But-
contacted us and said,
But
"Hey,
it's
we
it's
put
all
you-"
over and done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Valley
There's
Residential said you're on the list. to get in a place because your eviction is now closed, null and void, and all that stuff after all this time.
This has been over a year, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, way over, yeah.
And our family got separated because my
Lost
son
animals,
has to stay.
pets,
My son is with
everything.
my sister, and
Employment was
we
hard.
lost all of our animals, and
To me, that's almost the hardest thing.
$7,000
I just lost my
between
dog last year, and
hotels
I'm still kind of getting over it.
yeah,
I miss him.
yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So it's been tough.
So I thought, what, we civil suit or something? I don't know. But this is what I said to NPR. I said, and they said, well, we want to know what the outcome is. I haven't contacted
That's
them,
North
we
Lane.
want it, but
Those sirens are North Lane.
I'm sorry, I was
Oh, I know. Sirens, so that's North Lane.
that's North Lane.
that guy.
Yep. Oh, yeah, well, they might have him now.
Oh,
He's over
I
there.
hope
He's
so.
over there to.
when I came out of the
Lane.
tent, I had a bandana on, and they were like, "Hey, we got a guy here, possibly Hispanic, bandana on his head." This, I was like, "Okay, they're looking
Well,
for a
some of
Hispanic."
these people really, 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 really do not appreciate the homeless people around here. I
Well,
mean,
no, that's exactly what I've been hearing.
yeah.
You
This
don't have
one
to be
guy came
homeless
up
to
to
be
me
a
because we try to keep our place clean.
Yeah,
with
those
the-
aren't our
Well,
carts.
this
We don't
is
even know where they
literally one
came
of the
from.
cleanest camps I've seen. I've been to 65 of them now, and most of them are covered in feces, needles,
Oh,
spirits,
sick.
These carts here, I
bottles.
just straightened up. We don't know where they came from.
Yeah.
They were
Oh,
just dumped.
Yeah, I
We're
believe
like,
it.
where are these?
So,
we just literally cleaned up 11th and Muldoon, because that vacant lot next to the Arby's.
yeah.
Yeah, we found
yeah.
needles, piles of feces everywhere,
Sick.
kids' clothes.
You know, and just because
I found Taffodil.
we're homeless,
It's like Viagra at that last camp.
you know, just because we're homeless doesn't mean we have to live like pigs.
No,
you know.
no,
These
and,
scumbags.
yeah, and this camp is one of the best I've seen. Any of the other camps I've been to, for the most part, just trashed.
Yeah.
Building fires in black spruce.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I just thank God.
Yeah,
it's
I mean, none
rained.
of these people around here,
Yeah.
which is pretty small, but I mean, none of them are
Not to be
drink
judgmental,
or
you get a
drugs or
certain
nothing like that. But
kind of that comes around, or
Oh, yeah,
people, when they
I-
want to hang out, we tell them, you gotta go.
yeah, you gotta
I've
go.
seen it. Oh yeah,
But-
you've got something they can take.
Yeah. One day, I was picking up garbage, and this guy from the neighborhood came over, and he's like, "Oh, I
up
see
after
you're
these bums,
cleaning up
yeah.
after these disgusting bums that live here." And I said, "Don't call them that. They're not bums." I said, "They're
Providence
human
for
just
15
like you."
years.
And he
Back
said,
here?
"No, it was up
We were
over
up
by
there.
the dog park."
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he
too many
just
bears.
said he was just
why
insulting
I'm carrying
and
on.
just saying really crude things. And I said, these people down here are probably way better people than you are. And he said you're going to hell. He's like,
They don't know everybody's story.
yeah,
Love.
yeah, and
was love Christ.
yeah. So I told him, I said, sorry for my link. Can I cuss? Okay.
We're
I'm
live.
I'm
okay.
unfiltered and uncut. So
Anything
when he
you
said
want to
that.
say.
I told him to fuck off. I said, just fuck off and
She
get
said
the
you
fuck
look like
out
a
of here.
pedophile. That's what she-
Yeah.
And then she said, "Here
I
comes
did
my
say that.
husband. I can hear him."
And then he
took
comes
off.
running and he's like, "Summer, what's going on?" And I was like, "This guy out here is like totally harassing me." And I said, "You
rode
better
off
get on
like
your
a
bike and
guilty-
pedal, bitch." That's what I
That's
said.
what he did. He got on his pedal and started.
But then he called
I
the
didn't
cops
say a
on
word
me.
to him. He
Oh,
just
yeah.
ran
So the
off like
cops
a
came back there
very
and
guilty
they're
man.
like,
Sorry.
we got a call about a complaint about some altercation. I said, well, there was no altercation. I said, there was a guy that came down here and I said, and he was harassing me and I told him to fuck off and that was it. And so I don't know why he called the cops on me, but just
Felt unsafe.
right, yeah.
Yeah, and then it was so weird. It was like following week or days, they put some trees and these planters up, and someone cut them all down, cut them in half senselessly.
the dog park,
and
yeah.
I know for a fact that no one in the camp we were at, and no one in the camp next to it did that, because everybody was like, "That is ridiculous." They were protesting it, and I really think it was somebody else trying to make it look like we did it.
Yep.
I know it. I just
I've
know it.
already seen it happen.
Yeah, and then they write inside the outhouse, "Call this no homeless," and I'm gonna say, I said, "Look at this guy vandalizing the outhouse with a Sharpie, telling to call 311 or
You get
something,
these
report
bums,
homeless camp."
disgusting
and he's
bums
writing
off the
all
streets.
inside the outhouse.
Yeah.
The only one with any graffiti or
This
damage
is what I hear all over
is
town.
the guy
Yeah.
saying we're the ones
All over
doing it,
town.
writing all over it. I'm like, look at this hypocrite.
It's
What?
like
I
you
can't
could probably
believe
ask anybody around here
Yeah.
if any one of us would rather be on the streets rather than in a home.
No, I don't
There's
think
gonna be
anybody,
one person.
anybody here wouldn't. But
No.
most of the ones
I know,
that we
actually-
talk to, they don't want to.
I was just gonna say that. It surprises me how many people
So,
are
these
content
people
with.
get money some people get
Well,
money
this-
every month. I don't
The
see
ones
how
I
they
talk to just want to do their drugs or drink and be left
I
alone.
don't see how some of these guys get $12, $13, $1,400. Not these guys, people.
But
you
yeah,
know,
other
on the
people.
street a month. They
I-
set income and they're homeless.
I don't get it.
And they're drinking it up.
Yeah,
They're drinking and drugging it up.
it's really
I
sad.
can't believe it.
It's really sad.
Yeah, we've been waiting on Placer
But-
Valley Residential.
I-
It should be anytime.
this is making my tummy kind of roll around a little bit.
Well,
Just
her
like-
and I were going to start a video log, and we had started just, and it was called "I Ain't Got Nothing For You," because of what happened to her out in the valley.
Yeah, we were broke down in our car. We got in a car accident after that, and so our car got totaled, and so we've been without a vehicle for a couple months now. But we were broke down, and it was
right
in the
across
winter,
from Matsurizo,
and
rest stop.
it was about 15 below
Parking lot.
zero, and we were stuck out because our phone died, so we couldn't charge the phone because the battery was dead, and
The serpentine belt came off.
couldn't get
and
hold of nobody.
Everything was a mess. We were
and
freezing.
we
It
were
was like day
frozen. We
3.
didn't have any food or water.
I got 2 cigarettes if you guys want them.
We have some actually.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, thank
I'm like,
you.
"Yeah."
Thank you.
though.
Thank
No,
you
we got
for
a
the
pack and a
offer.
half over there.
Yeah.
Do you need a couple?
No,
Marble
no,
black?
no. I can go buy my own. I don't want to take from
But
you
there
guys.
was a group of people that had been out there for the full time that we were out there. We seen them every day, and they were driving a truck, and on the side of the truck it said bus service, and so I think they were just driving people back and forth because the bus service must have been out or something, right? Because we didn't see the bus that
It's
came in
hard
there,
to
the
tell,
bus stop
yeah.
there. But so
We
anyway,
were looking rough.
we were
Rough,
yeah.
rough.
After on the 4th day, I was like desperate, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go out there and ask them if they could possibly give us a ride to the
And,
Salvation
it wasn't
Army or
like
something.
The 4th day, we got a hold of some people. And they said they would come help, so we'd wait, you know, and then they wouldn't show. So it was like, okay, this is it. We can't wait anymore. It's not like we were sitting there going, we're just gonna die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
Yeah.
we were working on the vehicle as much as we could, but anyway, so I was like, I'm gonna go up there and ask them if they
Yeah.
can maybe give us a ride because it says bus service and
I didn't
we
find
need
this out
help.
till later.
Yeah,
And so I got out of the car and I started walking up to the gentleman, and I got about, I don't know, from me to where the tent is right there, and he's like put his hand up like this, and he looked at me and he said, "I got nothing for you," nothing like that, and he just put his hand up, and I mean, I cry. I'm not a crier, but I just literally just started bawling. I was completely heartbroken. I was crushed.
She told me that the next day. I didn't
Yeah.
know he did that. It was
Yeah,
so rude.
and it's just because of the way that I looked, and so he automatically judged me as, you know, this homeless
Yeah, but
piece
then,
of,
and then the following,
you know.
but the following day or the day after that, we
So my mom finally showed up there and picked us up, and
got cleaned up.
so we went and got a hot shower and got dressed and
Went
came-
back
got
there
the
to
right
help
tools we
another
needed.
homeless man.
And yeah, there was another homeless man who actually tried to rob us the
sad.
night before. But he was just
so
trying to
sad.
survive. He was getting clothes and whatnot. But anyway,
He was so afraid to talk to people.
but we came back to
Can
get
you
the car
blame him,
fixed,
though?
and we were
Nope.
cleaned and showered.
especially after your guys' experience.
Yeah.
He gave him boots, food,
So
clothing, and
I was
they
like,
were
"Come
watching.
here!"
Sorry.
He was walking around with his head down, and you could tell he was wanting to ask these guys, you know, for help or whatever.
We
And I
said, "Come here.
come
You-
here,"
we'll help."
and he's like he was unsure, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
he's
come here."
all
I
like
said, "It's
this.
okay." And I said, "You want some hot coffee?" And you know, gave him coffee and some food, and I think you
Brand
gave
new
him
pair of
boots,
Sorels,
right? Yeah.
pair of Sorels,
And
some snow pants.
It
Said
just was
whatever's in the
sad.
van that's there, you take it. Whatever you brought back, take it with you and stuff. And those people, the same guy was watching us, and he didn't even recognize her. She was her. They all done it and stuff, and he didn't recognize any of us stuff. And we looked at. Finally, he looks and someone looks at him, and he recognizes. She goes, "Yeah." Excuse me. She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "You should have helped this man. This guy's so afraid to talk to any of you
Yeah.
because of the way you judge him and treat him, you know, and stuff." And she goes, "Yeah, that's me. Same
I said,
woman."
"You should be ashamed of yourselves."
I said, "Yeah, you can't take your eyes off her now, you jerk."
Because there's a stigma with, you know,
Yeah,
being homeless.
we're good.
You're automatically a
Who loves you, buddy?
which I know in most cases it is like that, but not everybody
See you,
is
Olivia.
addicted to drugs or alcohol. We fell into some hard times, and you know, it doesn't make us a piece of trash automatically. You know,
Do you mind me asking how long you've been homeless?
2 years now.
2 years?
Yeah,
Yeah, we could not get into a place.
just
I mean,
because
we
of
were-
the open eviction and all that junk. But
So has the state, I'm talking state as in local Anchorage municipality,
I have
as
contacted anybody and everybody that you could possibly think of.
So you're full. If you're first, it was I always remember I called 2 different times. wife and kid. Oh, sorry, we don't have anything for families yet, or something like that. And then it was single. Oh,
Women,
well, we only have it for families. I said, I
battered
just called
women.
yesterday. You told me the opposite. Almost everywhere, Catholic Social Service.
Then there's one for just women, and then there's one for just youths. And I've applied and filled out for the coordinated entry. Well over right when we first became homeless.
Yeah, I worked in
2
medical
years ago.
oncology 15 years at Providence, and because I had 21 ulcers, I left on very good terms, but I was physically ill, very ill for a long time, and then a major car accident. I got hit and rolled 5 times, and it destroyed our finances. And, but we still managed to not
Same,
be deadbeats
and I was
where
going
we
through
were at.
medical issues too. I have
stage
stage 4
4
endometriosis, and so I was having surgeries
9-hour
and
surgery.
my back, and so we fell in hard times, and it happened quick, like, and we've never been homeless before.
And this landlord guy really topped it off with his.
So just like what Olivia was saying, like it just seems like there is no help. I mean, I've called, and
I don't see how they get it. I see all these people, some people with all this help, and I'm like, how do they get this help?
Yeah, I don't know what resources there are.
You guys want to come to the assembly with me? Not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. I'm already maybe taking Olivia.
Okay.
I can stuff 5 in my car.
Yeah, I'll go with Olivia.
Yeah,
Okay.
something needs to be said.
Well, yeah, because every time I show up to an assembly meeting, they just give me what they did to you. I got nothing for you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
And the more they hear what's going on with you folks, and Olivia, and the other people I want to go talk to.
Yeah, because there's people who are content with this, but there's
And
a lot of
before-
us that are completely are not.
And before we got in an accident, we were doing Instacart. We worked our butt off. We had 466 deliveries in 3 months with Instacart. And,
Yeah.
I mean, you go from shopper, and we were platinum status with Instacart. That's a
So
lot.
we were homeless,
So
but we were
our
working
butt
full
off,
time, you know?
Because when you're homeless, you kind of need money daily. You can't wait 2 weeks because it's a daily survival. That's why you have shoplifters all the time because they need to eat today. This, and so Instacart was perfect for us. You get paid, every day. All the way up to the stores that closed their doors, but then, that car accident really threw us off.
Yeah, and I do not want to be out here for another winter.
Well, we were supposed to have a place in June from Valley Residential out at Winter
Within a
Rose.
couple weeks, we're supposed to
off
hopefully
Trunk Road.
be able to get into a place. Because
God, I hope so.
the
Hopefully.
place that was
wanted to stay.
originally we were going to get in with, and they said, sorry, we can't with the open eviction. They got us back in when the case was
They
closed.
were the ones who told us we won the case.
And so
The ones who originally told us they couldn't rent to us.
we
because
had to
of
get
the
put
eviction.
back on the waiting list, though, and so
Right.
finally our name has come up, and so we're trying to get in. Hopefully within the next couple weeks. I'm hoping. Just the way things have been going, like for us, I'm scared to get my hopes up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then we
So-
get a phone, and then the phone gets stolen.
Stolen.
And you feel like such a street amateur. You guys.
I mean,
Anyways,
if you own a bike
keep
out
it
here,
along.
you might as well chain it to your leg, or it will be gone. I'll be gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
believe it or not, you see these places, these bikes, they aren't stolen. They found these
Yeah.
pieces them together, and people, can sell them.
But if you don't have a car, having a bike is like important. It's super important. I mean, we walk everywhere, but it's a lot faster on a bike.
Yeah, a
You
little
know?
easier on the feet too.
yeah, exactly.
One of the rigors of being out here, as we're standing here, just for the audience that may not know this right now, it is starting to pour down rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys.
So-
You guys shelter. We probably should let you.
Yeah, we'll let you guys go. But
But you're
I'll
welcome to tent it up. You guys.
I'll make sure that I talk with Olivia and
Yeah, because she's got my number,
Okay.
and they give me every other Tuesday off to attend assembly meetings, but I travel a lot. So.
Okay.
One thing I
I've
learned
never actually been to one, so
being homeless, you find the ones that you thought would help you out here, not help you at all, and then you find the ones that have nothing that give you a shirt off their back.
Yep.
It's so crazy. Not everyone, because then they'll steal the shirt off your back too. So.
yeah.
We'll let you guys go.
I mean, thank you guys. My name's Terry.
Thank you. My name's
Thank you
Dave.
for talking
Terry?
to us. Yeah.
My name is
My
Summer.
wife's Summer.
Summer, nice
yes,
to meet you.
nice to meet you too.
Politadick.
Nice to meet you. Politadick.
Oh, Politadick.
Yes, sir.
Nice
Yes,
to meet
sir.
you.
I have to
You too.
check that out. Hello, sir. How are you?
You guys have a good.
I like being a dick when it comes to politics, so
There it is.
Awesome.
There it is.
Thank you, folks.
thank you for your
Take care,
time.
guys. Thank you.
All right, so you guys that may just be tuning in right now, we're behind East 10th, or we're on East 10th right now, and the trees that are right next to it behind the Walmart on DaBarr Road. It is starting to pour down rain here. Let's just go ahead and walk the back trail here since we came in through the front.
The lady was shot yesterday.
That's from the lady that was shot yesterday?
That's what they were just telling me.
So that tent right there is the camp from the folks we were just talking to said that this is the lady that was shot yesterday out here. And that's directly behind a house that's right behind it. I'll see if you can see it there. There we go. And they are right on the property line of private property. And again, a few years ago, we're talking less than, not even a decade has gone by. No, I think it's only been like 7 years since they cleared all this out and built the Walmarts up and put this all into place and cleared all this land out, and the homeless had turned it into their homes. And as you hear by the stories there, you know, it's a lot of hard luck stories. That not everybody is out here because they're addicted or have drugs or alcoholics. Some of them just hit really hard times, lost everything. COVID did a lot to a lot of people, made them lose their jobs, especially if you're someone that has had a troubled past. Say you've been convicted of a crime and you get out and you got a job, and then COVID hit and you lost your job, and now nobody wants to hire you because you have that criminal offense on your record. And you can see there's a shed of someone's house that's right there. That's the power line right up above. And that's the property line of the people's properties that these people are building behind. And do a quick little walk back on this trail here. And that rain is starting to come down pretty good. And you can see they try to clean up. As he was saying, this is one of the more cleaner camps, but flies all over the place, old rotted food sitting down here. This is what's left at all of the camps all the way around. You can see what they do. That's probably where they used for their facilities, so to speak. And we have just another a tent just off to the left over here. Well, that rain, when it decided to break free, it's coming down good now. Again, we got another good sized camp over here, tent. Another shopping cart. You can see all the clothes laying around. This is more typical to what you normally see on the outside, not as clean as what we just came from just a second ago. Old tires, more trash. Try to keep my head over the film rig here just a little bit. Try to keep as much water off of it as I can. But you can see all the trash that's just laying around here. This is really, really bad. And we're right on the property line. The kind of where the fence post is there would be classified just to the right of it where the trees are. That's the property line of the people that live in the neighborhood behind us. Sleeping bag, more clothes.
New clothes with tags on.
Yeah, they look like they're brand new.
Oh, they are. Tags are on them.
Tags are on them. Okay. So brand new jeans that have been shoplifted from the store. Another jacket over there. More trash.
Check this out.
What am I missing? Oh.
The barricade and the posting the trespassing.
Now here's what neighbors are trying to do just to try to keep people from going onto their property or using it as a path to come walking through. But they had to cut down trees, stack up all the tree stumps and everything else, posting signs just to keep them off of their property so they don't cut through the neighborhoods. These used to be safe areas. I mean, like I said, not even 10 years ago, these folks wouldn't even worry about too much about locking their doors or He's walking around here, seeing what he sees. More clothes laying around. Got another tent encampment over here. Barricade. Looks like they had a hidden fire pit here at one point. All this trash. There's another tent set up right there. And just on the other side of this fence, there's another tent. We'll go walk around the back edge here. This rain is really coming down good. An old lawn chair, broken. Tons and tons of trash. I keep continuously watching where I'm walking. And here's definitely somebody that's been out here for a while. And they got their tent, their screening for mosquitoes, bicycles on the inside, propane tanks, coolers, wagons to carry their stuff, another bicycle on the outside edge there, trash bag. This is relatively clean compared to a lot we've seen already today. And then, of course, the trail goes all the way down that way. We're going to go ahead and head out towards the road, though. You can see where we originally started out here, the big motorhome there up in front. That's where we started this little tour. Now we're going to walk down towards what I'm going to classify as Homeless Row on East 10th, where the vehicles are all parked at, where they camp literally right on the side of the road. It's just down off over in that area there. As fast as the rain started, it has quit. Quickly dry off my microphones here. Make sure no water decides to go down the inside edges here, causes them to short out. Rest of it should be able to survive pretty easily. Oh, he is a gorgeous looking puppy. Okay. He's a gorgeous looking puppy, all right. Just don't talk to him.
I got this thing about dogs. I wouldn't even touch that boy.
He's nice looking, but not very nice acting.
No, well, and that is for a reason.
Again, here we are. We're on what I want to classify as Homeless Row, where everybody parks their vehicles to camp. That's one of the people that belong to that motorhome there.
Hi. How you doing, puppers? How are you? Yes. What you doing? Yeah, you're sweet.
Come on, man, let's go.
He's like this.
Get your heart a-pounding just a little bit when you get that other dog.
I shouldn't have touched that dog.
Uh-oh.
It smells like urine.
But this is where a lot of the campers in this area have set up. You can see they've got an old motorhome here. Dilapidated. Surprised it's even still standing by the way it looks. But it's someplace that can keep them dry, keep them warm, keep them out of the elements. And they got some dogs themselves, and but we're off of East 10th Avenue behind the Walmart here off of DaBarr Road in Muldoon. And this is just one of many homeless encampments throughout our town here in Anchorage and throughout our state. And a bunch of wires that have been stripped. Came from something. You can see how they get some of the vehicles from point A to point B all the time. They just hook it up onto a dolly. Whoever's got the running vehicle hauls it to the next location. So when they get abated, told to leave. And going by the looks of some of these vehicles here, I would say these people are not as homeless as they should be, and I say that in a sense that they are able to make money, but they just can't afford to live in the environment that we have right now. Hard times have probably made them lose their job. Got a pretty good encampment going on here. And you can see more stripped bicycles there on the side. What's that?
Expensive blender.
Oh, really expensive blender.
Mm-hmm.
3 tents set up here in just the corner. 4. We got number 4 being set up there underneath the blue tarp. More shopping carts, more trash. Gas cans. A grill. Another motorhome to be living in. It's not an easy life. So if you haven't taken the time to like and share this, again, we're just trying to document the homeless camps in Alaska, and so that Alaskans can see this stuff uncut and unfiltered, so they can know what is going on, something mainstream media and our assemblies doesn't want you to know or see.
Just witnessed a drug deal.
So please like and share this. This is just one of many camps we plan on visiting. And that pretty much brings us to the end. The YMCA is literally right there. That's the youth camp of Alaska. And the YMCA is right over, just around past that fence line. You can see the bicycle going that direction right now over on that side. And that's how close they are to our youth within our neighborhoods. And I'm just going to go ahead and continue streaming right on back one more time the other direction. And
Let's go back out with the road.
okay, well, I'm gonna thank you guys all for being here today. You guys saw that last little view of the camper that was behind us. A lot of interesting things going on there. It looked like literally a what you would call a pawn shop going on inside of that motorhome there. Brand new DeWalt tools, brand new tires, brand new tennis shoes, you name it. There's a lot of good merchandisable stuff to be able to turn around and sell. And we believe we just witnessed also a drug deal going on down there. And again, please like and share this video. It's greatly appreciated. We are on East 10th behind the Walmart here on DaBarr Road. And this is Anchorage, Alaska homeless camps. Like and share this video. Thank you guys all for being here. I really do appreciate you staying with us this long. Looks like we've been live streaming now for about the last hour and 20 minutes. And we really do appreciate you guys liking and sharing this video. Also help us grow. You can see there right at the bottom. Click that button and go to Politadick.com. Click that support button and make a donation today. Every penny goes right back into what we're doing. We keep expanding our reach out there with what you donate and improving our equipment. One day we hope to be able to get enough people out there to where we don't care where the meeting is going on, if it's an assembly, community council, a protest on the side of the road, or just documenting the homeless camps here in Alaska. You guys can help make that possible by making a donation today. All proceeds go directly back into what we're doing. Thank you guys all for being here today. Don't forget, like and share. And we're going to go ahead and walk down the other outside of the road here and call it a day. I'm going to go ahead and stop this live stream, but I'm going to keep it active enough to where if I need to, all I got to do is press a button to restart it. Again, thank you guys all for being here today. We will see you guys at the next camp.